Welcome back, everyone. This is the Hangzhou Bark end of season press conference. I'm the host RMM from top to bottom, left to right. Here for Hangzhou Bark is Chuggy J, Alligator Andre, Acid, Eye Mustache. Who's that guy? Copy Dog, I think.
Copy Dog, Batman, Gabe, Itch the third.
Yeah,
You know,
please refer to Gabe. Gabe.
Knock on wood. Kurt
Three to
Levert, myself, of course, Sherlock, and Painless.
He just sees an
Painless.
anime woman and he's like, who the hell was that?
Yeah, but I'll go ahead and start just with the question for Sherlock and Kurt, or I guess all management. I don't know who here was actually involved with that, but what was your guys' plan going into the draft? And honestly, how'd that end up working out for you? Because you guys were one of the few teams to actually use every single one of your draft picks, I believe.
To be honest, going into the draft, a little nervous, but our plan was to pick up Painless first, mostly because his comms were greater than any other main support that we saw, and the main tank draft pool was very, very small, so we knew we weren't going to be able to pick up at least one of the best main tanks, considering we were 7th in the draft. So our plan was to pick up Painless first. That way it was basically secured. We had a really good shot caller, and then save a main tank draft pick for the later rounds. So that's why we didn't pick up Smile until round 4. But it also turns out that Smile was in the APAC region and had to play on like 150 ping every scrim. So that that one backfired a little bit. But we wanted to use all of our draft picks because we wanted a thick roster. Something that if one of our main roster people like had to leave, had problems, we would have at least a backup of some sort. So we picked up a backup in almost every position.
Yeah, we had 12.
Yeah, we had 12 and then 2 per role. And basically our methodology was like, come to scrims, we will use you. So if a player came to scrims, we would use them for at least a map and see if like what their play is. And honestly, we had 3 people that actually went from backups to starting roster throughout the season. So yeah, I think that was our our method of draft. Coming out of it, we were a little nervous. We had a few people that we had like a dream team roster going in, and we weren't able to grab. But I think it turned out really well.
Yeah. I mean, making finals is probably the goal at the very least.
I mean, you ended up getting your dream off tank, am I right?
Yeah, Eye Mustache. It was
Wow.
And the double main support backline, you know?
Yeah, double main support, no main tanks.
I think the most nerve-wracking thing about going into the draft was that we felt like a lot of players were just intentionally dodging the bark scrims that we went to, or pugs that we went to.
Oh yeah,
and so it was very difficult to scout.
I had a list of people that I invited to privates, and I'd say only 60 of them, or 60% of the people that I invited actually joined to play.
Sorry.
Yeah, not basically just flat out forgot about them.
I didn't join the server, so I didn't know what it was.
I joined them, became captain of the Kingdom Comers. Or Kingdom
Yeah, so
Comers.
we had a pretty good like amount pushing like of people we invited to privates, but just barely any of them showed up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very you must have done a very good job scouting. You were very, very praised for the Chuggy J Acid picks, and that worked out for you guys extremely, extremely well. So some people were doubting it a little bit in this season, myself included. I'm gonna be completely honest, but you know, you guys did a very, very good job. So yeah, I'll just go on to the next question. Were there any mid-season pickups of players or coaches that shaped your season? I will say, just as an outsider looking in, I will say Copy Dog probably was one of those big ones.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
Jewel.
Copy was huge.
Jewel as a coach, he was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up picking
Probably
up
got Joker today, but
Copy.
yeah.
Yeah, we picked up Copy mid-season. Definitely were able to shape up our tank line. As we started playing more through the season, Smile was getting a little bit more like burnt out and didn't really want to play as much, especially with the 150 ping he was experiencing throughout every game.
200?
Didn't he have, like,
Yeah,
more?
250.
200.
Yeah. I
It's
think
like
he said
two-
it was like 150 on the best day, but it was usually 200s. So I can totally see why he didn't like playing, considering it was just not that fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so picking up that copy was really, really good for us.
And we went from like Smile Disguido tank line to realizing Smile, like originally we subbed him out because we wanted to play Hog with main tank, and he just couldn't do that on 150. He could play other heroes, but so we had to get rid of him. And the Disguido just quit the game. So having
he really got told to not play.
Yeah.
By his
But having
doctor.
Mustache help out and move the tank, and Copy Dog join the team midway through, that helped a lot. That was really nice.
Yeah, just getting a new tank line midway after losing our starting tank line.
It looked bleak for a second there.
It did. It
Yeah.
looked terrible. Just the hog
your
meta.
tank line, I know was kind of questionable early on in the season. I was honestly surprised. You guys followed through with Copy and Knock. Since Knock was, were you main support to begin with?
He came.
I joined as main support, but I've got a really flexible.
Yeah, your
line.
off tank was very, very good.
Wait, that was I Mustache.
No, no, no.
I Mustache. My bad.
I
I'm
joined as
extremely-
flex support.
I
I
get you
started-
guys
I
mixed
joined as
up
a flex
sometimes.
support.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Either way, going from a support player playing off tank and then Copy Dog from Kingdom Come and making that a successful tank line was honestly, in my opinion, one of the most surprising things, because on paper, I don't mean to insult
no
anyone.
offense.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
sound like it would work on paper to most people, but you guys
Yeah.
made it work.
I'm
Honestly,
obsessed is just
yeah.
a fucking beast. I don't know
I
if
think
this
it's
is clear,
hilarious.
but
I Mustache originally signed up on the roster sheet for the draft as a DPS player, and we picked him up to play support. And then by the end of the season, he's playing main. He's playing off tank for us.
I'm just flexing over everything, and that's also on pink.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. So before the season started for me, I got invited to 2 privates, one of them being Bark, and then Triggered offered me the captain spot in Kingdom Come, and I thought that I'd have more control over the roster, so I decided to join him instead of going through the trialing process. So I was honestly surprised when Sherlock picked me up, because I was when I was thinking about leaving Kingdom Come, I was thinking about leaving League Zero. I was like, I just want to finish the season, and I DM'd TRG, who ghosted me. I DM'd Tanic, who said no, and I'm like, okay, maybe Bark need it. They have 11 players at the time, and they had Disguido and some other players. So I was like, I don't think I'd get picked up, and then they trialed me. I guess I played well, and they picked me up, and it's just he's a class player, I guess.
One thing that I find insane is the fact that our starting roster for the first few weeks, 2 of the 6 players, one was in EU and one was in Asia Pacific. So 2 of our 6 players are playing on more than 150 ping, and that is just awesome to know that they're still popping off like that.
True.
Copy. I'm hoping you are pretty glad TRG ghosted you, because I'm pretty sure this choice probably was better in the long term.
Yeah, I mean, when I was looking for teams, I also wanted to leave with Cheddar, because Cheddar got unrightfully benched on that team because of just management decisions, which I didn't agree with. That's partially why I wanted to leave. So I was looking for a team with Cheddar, but Bark offered me a spot, and Cheddar just seemed like he was going to quit, so I joined. So maybe if I just DM TRG with just me alone, maybe. But no, I am absolutely glad he ghosted me, or they ghosted me, because I got to join this team, and it's been one of my favorite teams to play on. So.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah, blessing
Yes,
in
sir.
disguise. Okay, the next question. What was the hardest game for you guys to win, and why?
I would say the Platjack game.
Which,
in the
playoffs.
In quarterfinals.
yeah, that one was pretty tough.
To be honest, I think the reason we had the biggest struggle there is because we made it everything in our power to have a fair match against them. We had a scheduling problem with Copy. We didn't know if he was going to be able to play the game or not, considering he had a what would you have that day? Or like a party?
It was like a family party, yeah. Like I had to leave the party early to make the game on time.
Yeah, so he was
They're
going
like
to
2
be
hour
on the
drive.
scuff. Yeah, he was going to be on a scuff setup, and so we tried to reschedule. Platchat said no, and so we played on that Sunday on a scuff with copy being scuffed, and then everybody else was still here, so we were fine there. But then we ended up giving Platchat more than half of our pauses because of their connection problems. So there, I mean, honestly, that game really went down to the wire. 3-2 map score, but definitely it would have been a very much easier game if we didn't allow them to have our pause times.
Yeah, I mean,
10
I'm
total pauses.
fine with giving the pause time and whatnot. The reason why I think that was our hardest game, at least for when I was on this team, was simply because we suck at double shield. I don't know how else to put it. Like, our double shield is so inconsistent. Like it was like we would pop off one map and then we'd get steamrolled the next. It was, I mean, double shield's a crappy meta, and like pray to the Lord it doesn't have to be seen again. But I think we really struggled a lot on the double shield because I thought Trash isn't an Orisa player, and then it was just like, is this off? I don't know.
We had really, really consistent scrims, like every single night, almost every single night for the entire season. We had scrims, and it would still like flip flop every night, even if it was like the same as our team. It would just be like something else that was it was weird.
Yeah.
Also, something that is pretty much looked over as well in that game is we had our own lag as well with Chuggy, also having ping spikes, sorry.
Yeah.
Which also, so it's kind of like 5v5 really.
I mean,
really talk about that.
But like at the end of the day, they chose Hanamura, so we were going to lose that regardless if they were on the best ping or not. At least before the Reinhardt came out, right? So we were going to
came around the corner and said, "No, man."
we were gonna lose Hana. I think we would have won Busan if it did go to map 5. I'm not like it was a really close game regardless. I wish that we were able to play the most fair match. But I mean, it is what it is. As
every time Hanamura
it is what it is. All right.
Every time Hanamura is picked, the bitching and moaning in this voice.
That's just like
He just starts to kill.
We honestly, there was a point where we considered benching me on Hanamura because I just like playing that match.
Yeah, put the ping tank line in.
Yeah, honestly, like the question was hardest game like that we won, but I feel like the hardest and most content game was the finals. Like I know the map score was 4-1, but honestly, if you watch each individual map,
it was 100% close. It
was close.
One of the closest games of the season.
Sucks that I blow.
Can I actually say something about that game? The interesting thing was like all the way before finals, like double shield was like our worst comp out of all of them. But then for the finals, like I feel like we hard practiced double shield and it flip flopped, where we then were really good at like the double shield Zen Bap style, like better than Epizeuxis. That was the one map we won, the double shield Zen Bap mirror. We kind of rolled on that, but then on the more meta ball comps, which we were good at before Epi beat us on.
Brawl's pretty even.
And the Brawl was even,
They kind of had the edge of being better with the Sigma variant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, Cam was so annoying. Oh my god.
Dude, Cam
is. I hate playing against Cam. Honestly, I said this in my twit longer, but when I was scouting for Kingdom Come, I really wanted to pick up Cam, but then Triggered ended up going with Pixel Monster. And not that Pixel Monster is bad, but this is the second time in a row where I wanted the soon to turn out MVP on my team, and I didn't get them because of the actual manager saying I want my friend over. With Snipes and Kef, and now with Pixel Monster and Cam, it's a little frustrating, but I love Cam.
Cam's great.
I want to say something about Cam. I've seen Cam play in like 2 of these leagues. It was Flux Season 1 and this season of League 0. Cam won both of them. Like,
just the GOAT, honestly.
I have not seen Cam lose.
You have like 9 more questions.
Yeah. We have like 9 more questions.
Yeah.
We're taking like 5 minutes.
I want to ask some more questions. So, this is just for anyone who wants to answer it. You don't have to answer it, obviously. But if you could redo one thing this season, what would it be?
I'd apply for manager or tell Fortal to give me manager instead of Triggered.
For me, it would probably be redoing the message that I put out when we dropped Chungus. I feel like honestly, that was really riding on the fact of the whole situation. And to be honest, it was just there's a whole situation that went by with Chungus. It was he had every right to be upset because we were just trying to get rid of him, but we also ourselves have a right to be upset because he would just spam ping in the middle of the night and just be an annoyance and then not even show up to scrims.
Yeah.
But still say he wasn't given a fair chance on the team, even though we literally stated several times, you show up to scrims, that's your fair chance. We will give you mats if you show up. So the entire situation was he wasn't showing up, so he wasn't being played. But then he said he wasn't being played because we didn't like him, and that wasn't it. So that was basically the heatedness between us. And so he kept saying he wanted to leave the team. So I gave him an out, and he wouldn't take it. So it was just a frustrating thing that happened. And so when staff finally said, okay, you can drop him because he was just ghosting us, I just took it out in that message. And I was being very passive-aggressive, and if there was one thing I could redo, I would redo that message. Because, after the whole situation, I still like Chungus. I follow him on all social medias. Dude's freaking hilarious. But the situation was escalating a lot, and that really spiraled the Hangzhou Bark is the most toxic team in League Zero talk, so...
Which we're definitely not.
Yeah.
If you go back to week 6, I didn't play a single map until week 6, and I played 50% of scrim time.
Mhm.
So the fact that he didn't give a chance is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doc
so,
is like a picture
as
of,
someone who
of
doesn't
like how to
manage-
go through the system.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Like as someone who does manage teams myself, players like that, they're 99% of the time in the wrong. The passive aggressive message, I could see some people not regretting that, but I know you as a person, and that definitely didn't seem like you. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, there's probably something up with Chungus that made him say that.
Yeah, and then the whole situation after where people just kept calling us toxic, and then him in Gen chat for the next few hours after that just really heated me. And then I had to have I think I hopped into VC with staff for a very long time after that because they were upset with what I said, and then they started pulling up the live stream we did because I remember we live streamed Disguido live streamed our games. So they pulled up some of the things that were said during the live stream about Chungus, and they kept pointing that out, saying, "You guys are just being toxic towards him." But there's a reason behind it. So yeah, honestly, that's probably my biggest regret this season. Other than that, I think every other decision we made this season went really well.
Okay. This will be a quick question. Nobody will have to answer it. This question comes from Aspect. He said, "Can you ask Chuggy to say hi, please?" So Chuggy, please say hi to Aspect if you want to.
Hello.
Let's go!
You
got it, little
Can I
dog.
just shout out?
You did it.
Can I shout out to Kurt for buying that microphone for Chuggy?
Oh, sure, yeah.
The entire headset, yeah.
Shout out to Aspect for trading with Gabe here.
Dude, I think
Trading to get a good tank
Aspect's the
line.
freaking time traveler, and he knew Chuggy hadn't talked until this moment.
Dude, I hate Aspect for getting banned. For getting banned.
For getting
banned. I hate him for that.
Hey, he got
Yeah,
banned.
Aspect
He
was
got
looking
he
really
got
promising.
he got banned mid-trial for my team. So
Well, to be honest, the thing about Aspect is he was really pulling himself together. At the beginning of the season, he we thought he's a really good backup, but unless he changes something, there really isn't a way he makes starting roster. But before he got banned, we thought we were set on DPS with Chuggy, Aspect, and Acid. We thought our starting DPS duo with Acid or Aspect in was going to be stacked. But then he ended up dropping, and it was just I was devastated because I thought we were stacked. We would be good for the rest of the season. If Acid was being inconsistent, we can throw Aspect in because he was they were just as good as each other. So seeing him get banned like that just really put a hole through the through the DPS line.
Yeah, like
It was on a high.
it was even within rounds of cost that I saw him improve. Like it didn't happen over maps. It was within rounds. The guy's damage numbers literally doubled.
His 15-second barrages.
The dude is like, the dude's a good player. He's
Last.
just like kind of a super dingus sometimes.
He's a dingus, but he's also coachable.
In like terms of comms and toxicity. Apparently.
His only downside was having Painless on Mercy with him. So.
Aspect is a very competitive player.
We figured that out pretty easily too.
Yeah, I was just really sad because he went from like, okay, we know he's probably not going to start, to okay, how do we get this guy some playtime?
Yeah.
And then he got banned, and I was just so sad.
Yeah.
Aspect sends the sauce, so he's chill.
I just remember finding, what was it, like a tweet from Blizzard or something, where they said they banned, it was like the quote-unquote, the most, like, egregious offenders of toxicity or something along those lines. And they were saying, like, there was a bandwave of literally just the worst of the worst in terms of toxicity, and Aspect was the one that got banned.
Him and Ranter, very toxic.
Yeah.
I might get flack for this, but I mean, we're toxicity and shit. We're talking about how Batman was our best pickup, but our best trade was Akimbo. I personally, I'm very glad that we don't have him on. That was just, I don't think we ever had a good scrim with him. He was just raging at us the entire time.
We just dropped Akimbo, no?
No,
we
he traded
It
to
was a
like
transfer,
We
wasn't
wanted
it?
him. He
Transfer.
wanted to go
He
to
was
Powerhouse.
he was
Yeah.
zero to
Yeah, we
Powerhouse.
just gave him the powerhouse,
Yeah.
and then he wanted back in.
This
And
routes
then
to something
quitting
I'm very
twice.
prideful. Yeah, this is something
and then-
that routes to something I'm really happy about with this team, is the fact that anytime somebody needed something, we would just let it happen. Like, especially when it comes to the games, anytime a reschedule was needed, we would make that reschedule happen. Like,
Except
Yeah.
that chat.
well, except
That
budget.
was
No,
in our
that
hands.
wasn't.
That
That
was in
was
our
us requesting. That was us requesting. That wasn't in our hands.
They didn't want us to have
Yeah,
it.
anytime something was needed, like extra pause time during the Plat Chat game quarterfinals, we let them have our pause time. Epi needed a reschedule for the finals because on Sunday they wouldn't have 4, or was it 4?
It was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolute talented player.
Yeah, so we didn't want
Okay.
anytime we were able to have advantage, we never took it. Right? Like anytime a team needed a reschedule, we were on it. Within hours we would have an answer of, yeah, we can reschedule. We'll make it happen. That way it's 100% fair. So that's just something I was like really prideful, is whenever something was needed, we were able to do it. So when Akimbo asked to be traded, even if we didn't get anybody, I didn't care. He wanted to be there, so I let it happen. You know, I didn't want to hold anybody hostage because I wanted a player out of it. He wanted to be happy over there, so I let it. You know, that's just something I wanted to do this season, is not cause any problems. In fact, just let things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I'm at least in my opinion. I consider you one of like the few good active managers. There are active managers and there are good managers, but you're like probably one of the 2 people I would say are both.
I'm the best of both worlds, baby.
Oh yeah.
He also did all this while being mentally destroyed by his school.
So
Yes.
Like,
I was
this man
watching
almost had
the,
a breakdown.
I was watching the staff. Was it the staff press conference VOD?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, Sherlock was told by, like, on stream on the VOD that he was one of the best managers out there.
Wait, they said that? What the heck did they say that? Give me a timestamp.
I don't remember. It was
He
like
needs to put
4
that in
a.m. that I saw
montage.
it.
We need a manager montage over here.
Weren't they
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
the
like
main comment
the
sometimes.
teams that they were most like pleased with and not?
Yeah, they said that they were happy with how the bark turned out. And how could you be mad? We did good.
Honestly, yeah, like, I'm really happy. Like, you know, we didn't win, but I'm still really happy with how the branding was able to make it as far as it did. Like, Season 1, it was very toxic, but they made it to semis. Season 2 didn't even make playoffs. Season 3, I could say, within the team environment, we were probably the least toxic it's been. We made it to literally the finals. I couldn't be any more like could be any more happy with this season.
He brought 6 ship players into the finals. Actually, sorry, 5 ship players and Acid
Yeah,
into the finals.
I became,
double off tanker, double main support lineup.
I became the 2-timer again. I became the 2-timer. Fuckers.
You're basically the
Don't
Philadelphia
ask
Fusion.
Triggered about how he feels about this team, though.
Oh,
I don't care what Trigger says.
Trust me,
Nobody likes
trust me, we
nobody
know.
likes the bark. Nobody likes the
Nobody
bark.
likes the bark.
It's like Vitalize, dude. Holy shit.
Hey, I like the bark.
I heard
yo,
3 things good about the bark this entire season.
No one likes my teams that I'm on. Is it just me, man?
Yeah,
So-
it's just
probably.
you. Nobody likes
Sam.
you.
Sam,
what goes
Go back to horny jail.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, fucking Batman simping.
We should probably
Batman's
keep
a
the question
simp.
rolling, man.
Yo, okay, man.
We
It's been like
working
2
on
weeks.
it.
I'm just gonna say right now we have about 10 minutes left here at the very
Okay, we're
minimum.
losing time. Go, go,
We're
go, go.
losing time,
Okay,
go.
yeah, rapid fire questions, which is, this won't be a rapid fire question. What is everyone's favorite memory from this season?
Gabe Itch. The origins of Gabe Itch name.
I'll probably be drunk scrim.
Wait, yo,
Or
where's
drunk
that?
scrim.
Where's that
From
tweet?
Painless is a feeder.
The drunk scrim was kind of
that's good.
funny.
The drunk scrim was
think-
great. That was a fun scrim.
We had a drunk scrim. We had a scrim where there's this bubblegum song that came out,
Yeah.
and Painless
Yeah,
had
the
this.
scrim where-
This song, Painless had this on loop for the entire scrim.
That's
and
the
it
one.
was like half scrim.
Lost 2 maps.
Oh,
And
That's
during-
Last map, he
we have a
was
Busan
constantly
map.
Humming.
Out of a
Video.
15-minute map, we have 5 minutes of him singing this song in comms on mic and going, "Hey, get the Moira, do 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 do," and oh my god,
and beating in the back line.
And
Acid
speeding
nearly
up.
quit right there.
Yeah,
No, the
Alright,
best
real
moment
talk,
was the
real-
first wall shatter attempt.
Oh no! Yeah.
the first
Real-
one.
real-
3, 2, 1, and then just-
Real talk. Favorite memories: Acid, main tank, and beating Tokyo.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
dude.
All right,
I
you guys
recorded
made
us
that
beating
no.
Tokyo. It was great.
I
Okay, next
like-
question. Go.
I
I
would
like
say
my
my favorite
attempt.
moment is the hour and a half after finals when we just sat in VC and talked.
That was sad.
Sherlock cried, and it was really cute.
I
Yeah,
like
well,
my
Shut up, Doc! Don't tell them that.
I mean, I cried as well. It's okay. It is what it is.
Sherlock made me cry. It's not my fault.
It's all of us. We're all just emotional motherfuckers.
We were a goddamn
that was
family.
the most emotional end of a League Zero season I've ever seen in my life.
That's because we were family.
Yeah.
We didn't win.
We're so
We had a lot
close.
of- we had a lot of fun
Because we
together.
didn't win.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun together.
Yeah, it was. It
Because
was.
like Ben, I was surprised because every team I've been on has only scrimmed like 3 times a week, and to go from 3 to 6, 7 scrims a week in games, it was like whoa. But like honestly, like I got through it because the team was a lot of fun to be with, so I never had a problem. Even though I didn't like, I wasn't really enjoying Overwatch at the time, and I'm kind of been taking a break right now. It was still fun to come to scrims, and just because we got to hang out together.
Yeah, okay, next question. Boom. Let's go.
Alrighty, let's go. What'd you guys do for team bonding?
Yeah.
Drunk
Drink
scrim.
every
You
drink.
enjoy the game by
Well,
flaming Painless
We
for
were
being a
simply
feeder.
we were simply inebriated. Next question.
Oh wait, remember that one time where we listened to that one thing before the scrim that really?
Oh,
bonded
yeah,
us?
Ah, the one thing.
We had
No.
Please
There
move
were-
on.
No,
Please
okay,
move
let's
on.
not talk
We
about
didn't
this.
do anything specific. but
Uncommon
we
Bunny,
all
no,
managed to get along.
no.
A big thing in our team bonding was LFG looking for e-girls.
Oh
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my god.
Alright.
looking for
Next
e-girls
question.
and me and eye mustache getting drunk. That's about
Yep.
it.
Three of the people with the coach role were found by looking for e-girls in fucking Overwatch.
Hey, and
Oh,
one
no,
of them is
this
my
got
girlfriend,
wrong.
so
And we found Uncommon Bunny and who else did we find? We found some other people.
That's about
Timber,
it.
Flea.
no, Timber's not an LFG
Oh yeah,
girl.
remember the female friend server?
The next
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, next, just skip it. Let's
Yeah,
already
let's
move
just
on.
go
next,
They're gonna
go
think
next.
we're weird.
This question comes from Apple. He asked, "Who was better at Rhine, Acid or Copy? Could you do a
Me.
1v1
Acid.
show match?"
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll do one.
Yeah,
When?
I haven't played
Now?
Overwatch in so
I'd
long.
love to see that.
Yes.
We'll put it up
We'll
after
do it.
the.
Yeah,
Alright,
put it
yeah,
up
you
after.
guys-
Yeah, we'll
After,
put
you
it
can
we'll
do
put it
that.
up after this is
Put
uploaded.
it on
Next!
Twitter.
Next.
Alrighty. This is for all of you. Do you guys think there was a team MVP?
Acid or copy?
Acid or copy, definitely, yeah.
I would say
Oh.
copy.
I would say Aspect.
aspect of
Anyone but
trading for
Painless.
coffee.
Next question.
No, I will only mention Painless because that man has great comms, but he's got a pea-sized brain. So
It's not even like the brain. It's just like the goldfish memory. Because I
I just give myself
I tell him to do something, and he just doesn't. In one ear, out the other. Next question.
I'm out of questions, so we'll end at exactly
Oh!
30 minutes. Woo!
Come on, make up one.
Finish it.
yeah, make up
Make
one.
up-
What's
I'll
your
make up
question?
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy New Year!
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question from me personally. Your best friend RMM.
Oh my
Hang on, let me
God.
think of one.
The guy who didn't vote in our favor throughout the entire.
Exactly.
season.
Your biggest doubter, your biggest hater.
Wait, where's
RMM.
that? Where's the one we posted in memes when we won? Oh,
I don't remember
The one
that, but that was
overcharged?
funny. I had a good chuckle at that. I'm gonna be completely honest.
One against Overcharged?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
from
everyone predicted
Knock
against us winning and then we won.
Thanks for watching.
in.
You posted in team graphics as well.
I don't actually have a question.
Oh,
How's
What to
everyone's
ask
day
then?
been? How's everyone's day been?
I mean,
Shout out to
be honest.
Smile for waking up at 6 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so-
Smile wakes
Shout
up
out
at
to
6 a.m.
iMustache for staying up way past his bedtime.
until 6 a.m. Staying up until 6 a.m.
Yeah, I'm Mustache. What time is it for you right now?
12:43 a.m.
Yeah,
And
we-
scrims are usually starting about
I
an
think
hour
it
ago.
is
yeah,
great
edit it out.
not
Okay,
having
let's-
Bark
I
scrims
kinda
where
wanna-
I count how many times Painless just jumps off the map.
How nice it
Oh,
is.
wait,
that-
did
okay,
you
okay.
scrim at
If you wanted to count that on your hand, you have to be like General Grievous, dude.
He only has 6 fingers, you dummy.
Wait,
The
wait.
one
You,
thing I remember.
you guys
fucking-
scrimmed at 6, correct? Who found your scrims?
Kurt.
And
Kurt,
Kurt,
No,
quick
he scrimmed at
question.
8.
Quick question.
For the
How
most
hard? Tell the people of the world, as a person who finds scrims at 6, how hard is it to find a 4K scrim at 6 p.m.?
Impossible.
Impossible.
Exactly. That is the
That's why we
correct
switched to
answer.
That's why
No,
we
we-
switched
I
to 8
mean-
later
I
this
mean-
season.
And then I had to stay up even later.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
usually-
Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You either scrim at 8 and iMustache doesn't yell at you, but you don't get a scrim half the time, or you scrim at 8 and then iMustache just doesn't go to sleep ever.
Yeah, so
Met 6 for the first one.
I mean, I don't think it's hard to find 4K scrims because we usually like scrim like 3.2.
True.
Scrim down.
True.
Yeah, don't expose us.
I think
But,
my last
I mean,
statement.
That was
my
the
last
vitalized
statement
campaign.
would
We
be-
scrimmed low and we got confidence, dude. That's what you
For,
need.
for reference, by the way.
Scrimming
So,
2.8 on alt, yes, sir.
Playing at 6 to 8 is 12 to 2 a.m. and playing 8 to 10 is 2 to 4 a.m. for me. And then also the time afterwards. So I usually would sleep
And then
at
you would
5
get
a.m.
drunk after it till like 10 a.m. Like, guess what? Reasons.
That was
Oh!
like once.
Playing Minecraft with you two while you were both fucking drunk as shit.
That was fun.
That was so amazing.
Honestly,
Okay,
my only- my only
we're
statement
almost
left
out
would
of
be I
time
was-
here. We literally have 2 minutes left, so I want to.
I was robbed of Manager of the Year.
Yes, you were.
Yes,
I
Dog
agree with
manager of the
that.
year. I agree with that.
Sherlock, best manager ever. Best
Wait,
team
I
I've ever
was
been on.
manager this year. Screw you. Let's go,
Shut the
Yoink.
fuck up. Kick Kurt.
Yeah,
Kick Kurt.
yoink.
Put him in In-N-Out Burger.
You gotta
Let's
have
go,
Almost
let's go
Christmas.
vitalize. Let's go vitalize. Woo.
Christmas.
Alrighty.
Vitalize.
Alrighty.
Vitalized cucked
Hangzhou
us.
Bark, thank you. Thank you for this interview. I'm going to give it to
You're welcome.
Acrinator, and
Hi,
it'll be
Acri!
posted.
Hi, Acri!
Say hi to
Acri.
Acri,
I'm sorry I
everyone.
couldn't stream for you in the end of the season, Acri. We're just too good.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Once again, thank you all. Yes, I'm gonna stop now.
Alright.